Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Michael and you're watching Kini News, the show that brings you today's biggest stories. Malaysia continues to show positive signs in its fight against the spread of Covid-19, with the number of local transmissions continuing to fall. Today was also a very special day for the person who is leading the national fight against the outbreak. Malaysia reported 57 new Covid-19 cases on Tuesday, with 18 of those being imported cases involving Malaysians who returned to the country. Health Ministry Director General Dr Noor Hisham Abdullah revealed that 54 people have recovered today, bringing the total number of recoveries to 3,349, which puts the national recovery rate from Covid-19 at over 61%. Dr Hisham also reported 3 new deaths, bringing the death toll to 92.
Dan kalau kita lihat hari ini, kita ada 57 kes dan 18 kes adalah kes import. Jadi kes sebenarnya iaitu jangkitan dalam komuniti ialah 39 kes. Jadi kita lihat kalau kita boleh kekalkan momentum kita bekerjasama dengan semua pihak, dapat kita kurangkan kes lagi. Mungkin dalam seminggu matlamat kita kalau kita boleh dapat single digit daripada sekarang ni kita ada double digit. Kalau kita dapat kurang pada 10 kes, itu menjadi sasaran Kementerian Kesihatan kita.
Apart from the usual questions from reporters, Dr Hisham got more than that this evening because today is his birthday.
Selamat hari jadi ke-57 tahun kepada Datuk dan terima kasih kerana menjadi Jeneral Perang untuk Covid-19 di Malaysia.
Firstly, happy birthday. May you continue to lead us in times of need.
Pertama, saya ingin ucapkan terima kasih kepada rakyat Malaysia yang mengucapkan selamat hari lahir pada saya. Dan apa yang penting ialah kita masih dalam perjuangan untuk memutuskan penularan jangkitan Covid-19. Jadi sama-samalah kita mantapkan kita punya tindakan kita untuk pastikan kita dapat mencapai iaitu target kita ataupun sasaran kita untuk menurunkan kes.
Meanwhile, Singapore has extended its partial lockdown by 4 weeks until June 1st. This comes after Singapore reported 1,111 new Covid-19 cases on Tuesday, bringing their national total to over 9,000. With Malaysia reporting one of its lowest number of new cases in weeks, many may have taken that as an indicator that the MCO is no longer needed. However, that's not accurate, as our Senior Minister will explain. Senior Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the Health Ministry's announcement of only 36 new cases on Monday gave some Malaysians the impression that the movement control order has been relaxed.
Kita jangan lupa bahawa ada setengah negara yang melonggarkan sekatan-sekatan mereka apabila kes berkurangan dan sebagainya. Tetapi akhirnya berlaku peningkatan COVID positif semula yang menyebabkan mereka terpaksa bukan saja mengisytiharkan PKP, ada negara yang mengisytiharkan darurat dan sebagainya, emergency.
The Defence Minister also reminded Malaysians that the police will continue to act against those who violate the existing order. And they've been doing just that. On Monday alone, cops arrested 946 individuals for violating the MCO. From that number, 822 were remanded and 124 were released on police bail. 101 individuals were also brought to court to be charged. More than half of those arrested on Monday were detained for violating the MCO in red zones. The latest figures bring the total number of those arrested to 16,870 since the MCO began. With Malaysia showing improvements in its fight against Covid-19, the next step would be to look forward to a vaccine. This is why 3 ministries are currently working together to find a solution. Malaysia is taking steps to make sure it'll be one of the first countries in the world to get access to the Covid-19 vaccines when it is ready in the future. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Kari Jamaluddin said his ministry is working with the Foreign Ministry and the Health Ministry to take a science diplomacy approach.
Jadi peringkat Kementerian Kesihatan dan MOSTI akan kenal pasti vaksin dan juga perubatan yang diperlukan. Dan juga melihat kepada pembangunan vaksin dan juga negara-negara yang sedang membangunkan vaksin itu. Dan maklumat ini akan dikongsi bersama dengan Wisma Putra yang akan menggunakan diplomasi dan juga hubungan yang baik antara Malaysia dan negara-negara yang menghasilkan vaksin ataupun sedang membangunkan vaksin.
During a joint press conference today with Foreign Affairs Minister Hisham Hussain, Kari said with the countries identified, Malaysia would then seek to assist in the production of the vaccines, and several of those countries have already reached out to Malaysia to help with human trials.
Pertamanya sama ada dapat terlibat dalam peringkat ujian human trials, dan yang kedua, Malaysia juga terlibat dalam penghasilan vaksin, dan juga Malaysia juga dapat menerima vaksin secepat mungkin apabila vaksin itu sedia dan siap untuk digunapakai kepada orang ramai.
Kari said with the three ministries working together, Malaysia has the expertise to help in the testing of the vaccines. However, without the proper facilities, Malaysia can't develop it on its own.
We don't have a human vaccine manufacturing capability in Malaysia, but we have a lot of goodwill. We have the scientists and kepakaran, and we have the willingness to work together with countries in trying to develop this vaccine and of course to receive it as quickly as possible.
Over 1 billion ringgit will go to helping subsidize the wages of close to 1 million employees, the government revealed today.
The government has approved 159,000 applications for its wage subsidy scheme so far. Finance Minister Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz said the payout will involve 1.13 billion ringgit for 947,000 employees. This was announced during Tengku Zafrul's weekly briefing on the implementation of the government's economic stimulus plan. The 3 months wage subsidy scheme is tiered according to the number of employees in each firm. Meanwhile, Tengku Zafrul said the first phase of the Bantuan Prihatin Nasional, amounting to 5.2 billion ringgit, have been distributed to 7.6 million receivers. The second phase of aid will be distributed in May, and Tengku Zafrul is asking those who haven't received the cash aid to be a bit more patient.
Sehingga 20 April 2020 ni, lebih 3 juta permohonan baru dan rayuan telah diterima. Pegawai di LHDN sedang berusaha sedaya upaya untuk mengesah dan menyemak maklumat. InsyaAllah bayaran untuk saudara-saudari akan dapat dibuat pada bulan Mei yang akan datang.
Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin had announced the BPN on March 29 as part of an economic stimulus package to soften the impact of COVID-19 on the economy. Among others, the government will pay single individuals a total of 800 ringgit in April and May if they earn below 2,000 ringgit per month.
Drama unfolded yesterday in Taman Sri Murni after a PKR MP was detained by police. Speaking on Facebook, P. Prabakaran recounted what happened. Batu MP P. Prabakaran was detained over a reportedly heated exchange with Federal Territories Deputy Minister Edmund Santara on Monday. A few hours after being detained, the PKR MP was released on police bail at around 10 p.m. Shortly after his release, he went on Facebook to address the whole incident.
Bagi saya buat tugas saya seperti biasa. Saya bukan nak jadi hero, mana-mana hero, Superman ke, Spiderman ke. Saya hanya buat tugas saya nak pantau kawasan-kawasan tersebut. Sebab saya didapat tahu apabila lockdown ini berlangsung, JKM akan turun di sana untuk membantu masyarakat di sana untuk bagi makanan, barangan keperluan.
However, according to the MP, he received complaints from locals that the Welfare Department was not present to provide aid. He said learning this made him worried.
So saya juga sangat risau sebab mereka adalah pengundi saya dan kita memang ada engagement dan untuk kawasan Sri Murni ni ada banyak orang tua. So apabila saya mendengar keluhan-keluhan mereka, saya pula ingat nak lawat mereka, nak tengok apa keadaan dekat sana.
He clarified that he had followed the standard operating procedures for lawmakers carrying out their duties during the movement control order period and that he kept the police informed of his movements. The MP said during his visit he learned that Edmund was having a meeting at a war room next to the Selayang Wholesale Market and he decided to pop by to have a discussion with the Deputy Minister. According to Edmund and his aide, this is when the heated exchange occurred after Prabakaran entered the meeting uninvited and was told to wait until after the meeting.
So saya sangat kecewa dengan disappointed sebab ini adalah saya bukan orang yang suka jerit-jerit, gaduh sini gaduh sana. Tak pernah ada rekod gaduh dengan orang politik ni keluar kenyataan. Saya memang baik dengan semua. So saya pun keluar, saya buat video live. So pihak polis kata tak boleh buat rakaman di sini. Saya pun pergi jauh. Saya pergi jauh daripada tempat tu, saya buat rakaman.
Later, as he was doing his live video elsewhere, police approached him saying Edmund wanted to meet. The Batu MP complied and drove back to the war room, only to be told by police that they had received instructions to take him to the Central Police District headquarters. Coming up next, with some places seeing a drop in new COVID-19 cases, the WHO has advised governments to take a cautious approach. I'm sure you can't wait for things to go back to normal, but it's time to curb your enthusiasm because the WHO says it's going to take some time. The World Health Organization has warned that any lifting of lockdowns to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus must be gradual. If restrictions were to be relaxed too soon, there would be a resurgence of infections. Lockdown measures have been effective and people must be ready for a new way of living to allow society to function while the coronavirus is being kept in check, said Takeshi Kasai, WHO Regional Director of the Western Pacific. Until a vaccine is found, the process of adapting to the epidemic will have to become a new normal, Kasai told an online press conference. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said he will be signing an executive order to temporarily suspend immigration into the United States amid the ongoing coronavirus outbreak. The development comes as the US death toll from the virus topped 42,000 on Monday, according to a Reuters tally. The United States has by far the world's largest number of confirmed coronavirus cases, with more than 774,000 infections, up 20,000 on Monday. The US is also accusing China of withholding data about early coronavirus infections because it wants to win a commercial race to create a vaccine. White House advisor Peter Navarro said China thinks it's a business proposition so that they can sell the vaccines to the world. However, Navarro appeared confident that the US would beat China in discovering the vaccine first. He said there's already a 5-company horse race and victory is certain because of Trump's leadership. Trump named Navarro, an outspoken critic of China, to work on supply line issues relating to the coronavirus pandemic. There are currently no approved treatments or vaccines for COVID-19, the respiratory disease caused by the coronavirus that has killed more than 165,000 globally, with more than 2.41 million infected, according to numbers published by Reuters. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching.